Just after dawn in Florida, a thin mist still hung over the pastures surrounding the cattle ranch as Ryan and I began our rounds, checking the monitoring sites and trap systems that had been set the night before. The region's characteristic heat and humidity made every sound in the woods seem sharper, from the calls of water birds to the ceaseless chorus of insects. I'd always thought that, after years of working on ranches, I understood the kind of damage wild hogs could cause. Yet within the first few hours of this day, that belief quickly changed. The first trap stood beside the pasture where the cattle usually grazed. Even from several dozen meters away, Ryan could tell that it had been triggered during the night. As we approached, we were both stunned to find far more wild hogs than on previous inspections. Dense tracks stretched from the edge of the woods into the pasture, revealing that a large sounder had been active here throughout the night. What surprised me most was not only their number, but how close they had come to the cattle's feeding grounds. Standing there, I understood why Florida ranchers regard wild hogs as one of the greatest challenges facing their operations. After documenting the scene and completing the required management procedures, we moved on. Not far away stood a smaller trap near a trail leading into a palmetto forest. To be honest, I did not expect much from it because of its modest size. Yet as the gate emerged from the grass, I found myself surprised once again. The results here were equally noteworthy. What struck me most was that two nearby locations both showed such intense hog activity. The daytime calm of this place, I realized, was only a facade. Once darkness falls, the entire forest seems to become a travel corridor for multiple sailors. Leaving the pasture behind, we ventured deeper into a forest of pines, oaks, and Florida's distinctive palmetto thickets. The third trap sat on sandy, muddy ground covered with fresh signs. Inside the monitored area, the soil had been completely churned up to the point that its original surface was almost unrecognizable. The scene alone revealed just how active the hogs had been for hours on end. I suddenly realized that the cameras captured only a fraction of the story. Standing there in person made the true scale of the problem unmistakable. The feeling left me both fascinated and determined to continue tracking the animals' movements through these woods. After hours of travel under the sweltering sun and along muddy tracks, the group began to tire. The lights softened as we reached the next trap, set along the edge of an old oak grove. Even from a distance, it was clear that there had been significant activity overnight. Ryan fell silent for a few moments before beginning his inspection. When I asked what was on his mind, he pointed to the furrows of freshly rooted earth stretching for dozens of meters. He told me that every time he saw such destruction, he thought of the farmers who spent months building and maintaining their pastures, only to see their work undone in a single night. In that moment, I gained a deeper appreciation for the purpose of our efforts. The fifth site lay in a grassy area beside a wetland. The breeze carried the scent of mud and water, while flocks of white egrets rose into the air as we approached. From the field data, Ryan concluded that this had been one of the most heavily used travel routes during the past week. What impressed me was not the number of tracks, but the remarkable adaptability of the wild hogs. They alter their routes with ease in response to water levels, weather, and food availability. Relying solely on past experience without continually updating one's observations would make it all too easy to miss important changes. By the time we reached the final stop, night had settled over the Florida woods. The headlights of the pickup swept across moss-draped trees, creating a scene that felt both peaceful and faintly tense. In that glow, the last trap revealed yet another night of heavy hog activity. Ryan carefully examined every detail while I captured the final images of the day. Standing there in the darkness, I realized that what I would remember most was not any single sight, but the larger picture formed by all six together. They showed that the wild hogs were spread across a far wider area than we had first imagined. Returning to the ranch late that night, I carried with me a mixture of exhaustion and concern. Each inspection may come to an end, but the questions of how to protect crops and adapt to the changing patterns of wildlife in Florida still lie ahead. The biggest mistake amateur hunters make is impatience. With a ghost sounder, a steel trap is nothing more than a warning sign. So we used psychological warfare instead, feeding their complacency. For the last 5 days, we have scattered fermented corn, the most addictive scent imaginable, directly at the trap entrances without dropping the gates. At trap point number 1, the piglets are already inside. At point number 3, the lone boars are growling suspiciously. You can see it right now on the main screen. Live signals from multiple surveillance cameras streaming directly into my phone. The difficult part is not trapping the hogs. The difficult part is patience. We have to wait until the pigs at the farthest point move completely inside. If I hit the trigger too early at point number 2, the crash of steel and the alarm squeals will echo for miles, warning every remaining hog nearby. Right now, we are balancing everything on the edge of a single synchronized strike. Inside the truck cabin, the air feels heavy. Nobody is breathing. We are waiting for one final signal. 3 a.m. Everything is ready. Look at the screen. Point 1 ready. Point 2 ready. Point 4. The massive alpha boar has finally crossed the red line. Our fingers rest on the trigger buttons. This is the moment we have waited for. 3, 2, 1. Drop them. We got them. Look at this. It sounds like a steel earthquake. At trap number 2, 15 hogs are thrashing wildly, desperate to escape. At trap number 5, the giant boar is completely locked down. An unbelievable sight unfolds. Multiple traps crashing shut almost simultaneously, turning the Texas night into one enormous cage, trapping the invaders, destroying these farms. We did not give them even a single second to react. The traps have fallen, but the real battle is only beginning. Deep in the darkness, we now have to secure the first 3 trap locations. There's no sunlight, only headlights and weak flashlight beams cutting through the night. We have been moving non-stop, racing against time to control the beasts raging inside the steel cages. The piercing screams of the hogs echo across the fields together with the violent rattling of chains. This work demands absolute concentration. One small mistake in the darkness could lead to disastrous consequences. 3 traps, dozens of targets, and not a single second to stop moving. When the first rays of sunlight break through the Texas fog, the second battlefield reveals itself. The remaining 3 traps are waiting under daylight. Now the true scale of the operation finally becomes visible. The giant hogs are no longer vague shadows in the dark. They are massive walls of muscle, living proof of the destruction they caused. Under the morning sun, we continue transporting them out. The exhaustion from a sleepless night seems to disappear the moment we see the results of the operation. 3 night traps, 3 daytime traps, a perfectly sealed encirclement.
How about this boat paddle? Help! Help! Get turned. Help!